9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. This is your timeless elite, your PR princess, Stone Cold Courtney, whatever you want to call me on this Wednesday edition of WWT Live. Obviously, of course, we took the long holiday because we had Valentine's Day, we had President's Day, so we took the weekend off to get some rest. Obviously, of course, there's been a lot happening in the wrestling world between Raw, NXT, SmackDown. You have Elimination Chamber, you have WrestleMania happening, and of course, you have Revolution happening. But thankfully, I am not alone to share all these updates with you. And it's always good because I think we are gonna have a ladies edition of Women's Wrestling Talk, and I'm super, super excited to have my sister from the Honey Pot joining in, Miss Honey in the building. How are you?
I'm doing fantabulous. Buzz, buzz, my beautiful busy bees of the WWT universe. It is I, your sweetest oos, and I'm excited to be here. Good to see you, Courtney. I'm so happy to see your face. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while.
I know. It's been way too long, but I've been catching up with you guys on kayfabe. I try to catch up as much as I can on some of the episodes and everything else, but very excited, and also Honey Night SmackDown as well, because I try to keep up as much as I can. But
same girl.
Yes, but there is so much going on. But before we get into a jam-packed session, Dylan, we have a gift for you because we're just going to preview AEW Dynamite. That is happening tonight at the top of the hour. Yours truly will be on the call. We're Grand Slam Australia is over. We're on the road to Revolution in Los Angeles, and we have a few weeks happening. But of course, we have a detour in Sacramento, California. And I mean, need I say more? For the first time ever, we're going to have Swerve Strickland taking on Kenny Omega. And you're watching this on free TV, by the way. So expect a lot of chaos, expect a lot of mayhem between these two. We're also going to have, after retaining the title from Brody King and after beating Andrade respectfully, we do have our first match at Revolution between MJF and Hangman Adam Page for the AEW World Heavyweight title. And they're going to go face to face. And I can imagine there's going to be a lot of fireworks between these two rivals. And also, we just found out earlier today, after a interesting finish of a draw between Jon Moxley and Konosuke Takeshita, he's going to be in an AEW Continental Championship Eliminator match against Mark Davis from the Don Callis family. So you can expect a lot of fireworks between the Death Riders and the Don Callis family to continue. And I just can't forget about the ladies. After what happened over the weekend at Grand Slam Australia, we are going to have the TBS champion Willow Nightingale defending it in a fatal four-way match against Megan Bayne, Marina Shafir, and the ever-loving Mina Shirakawa. And of course, I can't forget about this, two of my favorite ladies. We're going to have the TV debut of the Brawling Birds, Jamie Hayter, Alex Windsor. These two are going to be making a mockery out of the entire tag team women's division. But all this and more happening at the top of the hour tonight on TBS, and you can simulcast on HBO Max. And honey, is there a match or something in particular that's catching your eye for AEW Dynamite?
I mean, always for the women's. I mean, a good fatal four-way for a championship you can never go wrong with, and all four women have definitely earned their spot. I'm excited to see that match, but I am really just a tad more excited to see the first time ever matchup between Kenny Omega and Swerve Strickland. I think that match is going to be insane. I think it's crazy that they're doing it on a regular Wednesday. They're just handing it to us like, oh, here, just going up on a regular Wednesday, good old Dynamite, just casual, like the nerve. Like, y'all know that should be a headliner for a pay-per-view or something. But I'll take it.
I'll take it. And Dylan, it's funny you mentioned that. Yes, Mark Davis is from Australia. And by the way, if you saw everybody, including Tony Storm, did the Nutbush dance after the house show for Grand Slam, which I thought was cool. Like every single Australian, him, Kyle Fletcher, Harley Cameron.
Girl.
But yeah, I know Dylan is waiting on his favorite Aussie, Kyle Fletcher, because I'm sure he'll be skirming around tonight. But yeah, it's just with Kenny's schedule Revolution. I know he has something that weekend. So this is kind of like a freebie in a way between Swerve and Kenny Omega. As I mentioned, it's the first time they ever got to face off against each other. I mean, the ladies, obviously, I can't wait to see them. Very curious who Jamie Hayter and Alex Windsor are going to face, especially you have two ladies from the UK who know each other very, very well. And also with the fact, too, this is great for Alex Windsor because now she works with another female who was also a former AEW Women's Champion. First, it was Tony Storm, and then she's with Jamie Hayter. So I'm really excited that she's working with two former AEW champs. Hangman and MJF, I mean, come on, need I say more? They both met at Revolution last year, so
just continuing the blood.
I'm sure they're going to really up the scale in their rivalry. But yeah, that's the preview for AEW. Yep, that's a preview for AEW Dynamite. And yeah, that pretty much wraps up the preview. So we shall see on that. But moving forward from Dynamite, we did get some breaking news courtesy of the New York Post. AEW Double or Nothing will be in Queens, New York on Sunday, May 24th. This was reported on AEW socials today. It is coming to the Louis Armstrong Stadium, and tickets will be on sale Monday, March 9th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Honey, I just want to get your quick thoughts because one of their signature pay-per-views, this is the first time Double or Nothing will be in the East Coast because normally we see them in Vegas, but now they're coming over the opposite way and coming to Queens, New York.
Yeah, I mean, welcome to the East Coast Double or Nothing. I think that's a really interesting dynamic for them, and it's also obviously a great place for them to host a show because of how big the wrestling fan base is in the tri-state area as well. I think this is definitely a really cool move. It's definitely a smart move. I'm kind of intrigued. I might have to take a little train and a little trip myself. I want to see what happens live, what it's going to look like by then, because things have been cool on AEW. Things have been picking up, and they're Double or Nothings. They always bring it. That's one of their big events, if not one of the biggest ones that they throw. So yeah, kudos to them for landing this too. Great stadium.
Yeah, it's a very great stadium. I'm very curious because I would not be shocked if they have some New York themes for Double or Nothing. Obviously, of course, they have Anarchy in the arena. Very curious on who's going to be in Anarchy in the arena. Very, very curious. And especially if it's a New York themed Anarchy in the arena, that has to be very good. I mean, come on. It's New York City. You cannot miss that. And also, speaking of our constituents, we have our constituents in the building. Our Mr. NXT, our Councilman Will Ferrell in the building.
Yay. You see how love prospers, honey? You see? All that hate you had in your heart. And what happened? Hey, the power of love shines right and through.
I knew you couldn't wait. I knew you couldn't wait. The minute I saw you, I was like, I know.
Care Bears. They just released their feelings out.
Yes, the power and love of love is very impactful.
The power of love.
Yes.
Good to see you, Will.
Likewise.
Can't go wrong with the power of love, but well, I just wanted to get your quick thoughts because we are talking about Double or Nothing. This is the first time Double or Nothing will be in the East Coast in Queens, New York, Sunday, May 24th. And just wanted to get your quick thoughts because I was telling Honey this. We have seen Double or Nothing normally be in Vegas, but this is the first time they're coming to the East Coast.
Man, AEW just keep figuring out where your crowd's at. Like, it's still for them, like, kind of territorial, in a sense. Like, I know AEW is on TV, you know, like nationally and internationally, but we still don't know, like, well, maybe you do. Let me not say we, because maybe you do. But can you tell me, Courtney, does AEW have 5 places that they know if they go, they gonna damn near sell out or at least make a lot of money? Like how WWE knows to go to Chicago because people are gonna fill in the CC and Punk. Like they know to go to Toronto because they know that they're gonna get the pop in the seats filled that they need. Have AEW figured that out yet, or are they still in that process?
It's kind of a mix because I think now they're starting to, because we've seen the first 2 times they were at Wembley, because I think one of them was sold out. One of them was sold out. Philly, when they came to 2300 and I was there the first week, it was sold out. Those whole shows for 2300, they were sold out for that residency. So that was really awesome too. And also, when they came here for Christmas weekend for Hammerstein Ballroom, they were sold out. They were completely sold out that weekend in December. And also, I know when they came to Chicago for residency, I think one of them was sold out, but everything else, tickets were available. So I think they are, but it's like, it's a learning curve for them. So they're kind of getting familiarized with themselves. Oh, and also Grand Slam. The first year they did Grand Slam, they were sold out as well last year. And also, I don't know how well they did in their house show because it was the first year they did house show, but I heard it was a good solid reception for the house show.
Okay. Well, it seems like they're getting more successes than misses in going to territories from like the list you just named. So I think this just bodes well for them of like, yo, finding these other places that, you know, not to say like, hey, I can't afford to go see the big machine, but it's like, hey, you're giving me an option with, if not the same level, even slightly better wrestling cards or matches. Let me say matches instead of cards. Matches. So hey, I think it's all good. I think they can make that stuff, like being in Queens, a staple. I know everybody goes to Barclay, try to get Madison Square Garden, man, but if you can get over Queens, hey, Queens is massive.
We got a lot of people from New York. They got a lot of people from New York City.
I mean, and I was just gonna say, it's the New York market. It's such a hard-hitting market, especially for pro wrestling. It always has been for the longest, you know, and to not be able to do Barclays, to not, you know, that it goes to show that they're being careful with their choices, and like they don't want to overcompensate because they don't want to risk not being able to fill those seats, though they probably would eventually. They're on their way there for the big ones, you know what I mean? But that's a whole nother ball game. But kudos to them for landing Queens, man. And there's a lot of wrestling that happens in Queens.
Oh yeah. Baby steps, just baby steps on the way. As long as you put Eddie Kingston in a match, I'm good. Because I know Eddie's from Yonkers, Big Phil's from Queens.
Right.
You took the words right out of my mouth. That was literally the next thing I was about to say. Hey, as long as Eddie Kingston's on the card, y'all can't go wrong.
It's gonna be just fine.
Eddie's gonna be on the card. It's just like, where are you gonna put him? That's gonna be interesting. But also, before you came on, me and Honey were talking about Anarchy in the Arena. It's going to be very interesting on how they're going to do a New York style Anarchy in the Arena. So
that could be very problematic.
Yeah.
As long as they keep it inside, you know, they keep it inside the arena. I don't know about the outside.
you got still, but you still got drunk New Yorkers on the inside.
That too.
Just saying. That's gonna be interesting.
It will be interesting. And also, I do want to mention Dylan, because 2 of his favorite ladies from Australia, the Inspiration, are now all elite, because there were a video popping up from the house show over the weekend. They are now all elite. They came out in the home crowd and just said all elite. The Inspiration. But I just wanted to get you guys' quick thoughts on how do you feel about the Inspiration, because They got let go of their contract from TNA. They dropped the titles to the Elegance brand, and now they are all elite. And the women's tag team division AEW keeps growing by the minute. And just wanted to get you guys' quick thoughts on the inspiration. Like, do you think this is a good move for them being in AEW?
Man, I just got two things. WWE, get them the Iconics back, bro. Like, stop holding on to that. Like,
Stop
let them be the Iconics, man.
Stop
like,
playing.
if y'all got to get like a little piece or something, like, let them girls be the Iconics, man. Because that shit just hit. Like, that was so on brand. Like, it is not their fault y'all dropped the ball on that.
And it's
And then
stuck.
two, if Tony Khan is smart, put the straps on them. Put the straps on them. Because if you build the tag team division with really one of the first women tag teams, like, to be majorly displayed, like, before, like, after the Bellas. Like, the Bellas were a legit tag team. This is a legit tag team when they didn't have tag team titles. And they were an incredible tag team. So put the belt on them, build the division around them, and you got nothing but success. I feel like TNA had it there, but they don't have a tag team division. If we just being honest, they don't have a women's tag.
There wasn't much left for them to work with.
There's nothing for them to work with. So it's just kind of like, we can't keep fighting the Elegance brand. It's like Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax for the next 4 months. That's what we get.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
So it's smart. Big shout out to them. Glad they over there. I hope Tony Khan does the right thing.
Well, we shall see, because I'll be watching very closely on the inspiration. But switching over to WWE, Triple H gave us an announcement, and here we are. Clash in Italy, happening Sunday, May 31st. Triple H made the announcement on socials today, and now we know, because we obviously know Backlash is going to be in Tampa. Now we know the PLE in May will be Clash in Italy, and I think there's another PLE they have in May as well.
Wait, isn't Backlash in May?
Backlash is in the first week of May, and Clash in Italy is going to be literally the last day of May. Yeah, I thought that too.
So, thoughts on this? Because, yeah, I mean, they were going to Italy for the first time since 2007. Because I had to think about that. It was when they were on Monday Night Raw.
Wow. Yeah, they did well. I think this is cool. I mean, we already know that overseas territories, overseas crowds always go over with WWE, and they're definitely going to bring the energy for them. And they rarely get it. So, they've definitely earned the treat over time, and they've done, house shows and things like that before, but they're about to get set on a European summer tour schedule. So that's pretty much going to be kicking that off from that Friday night SmackDown before Clash in Italy. So from then on, they're going to be from Italy to France, Spain, and all that, what have you, France and the UK. So the summer's going to be pretty insane for the overseas crowd. And I think they're going to enjoy it, and I think they're going to bring it. But I'm not sure what they're doing as far as having 2 PLEs in 1 month. I mean, we kind of haven't had that in a while, or at least like they've kind of like somewhat avoided doing that, or they do that every other.
We had that with SummerSlam.
Oh, with SummerSlam. Well, yeah,
true. It's just been like a cool little break since we have done.
Yeah, it's like this month of May, it's like shit's not giving us a break. It's gonna kick it off from the beginning, and then we're going right, because right after WrestleMania.
SummerSlam
picks up all over again.
Yeah, well, I think it works too, though, because it's like, okay, you got Backlash beginning of May, that continues stories. You may have some storylines go through Clash, but then that way, when June comes, you can wait all of June to do Money in the Bank, and then maybe 2 PLEs with like a Saturday night main event and maybe like another Evolution, and then go into SummerSlam.
Well, apparently,
Money in the Bank's going to be in September.
September this year.
Oh, that's smart. That's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that also makes me wonder about the future of the Money in the Bank, because now you're putting less time on the person whoever gets that contract, because or isn't or not really. Is it's supposed to be like
No, it gives it more to where you can do things on on better PLEs. Because if you think about it, after September, you got Survivor Series, which is a great place to cash in. Then you have like the Monday after first Monday of the new year for Raw, another great time. Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, like it bodes better for someone to have it in September and to give that scare. Like imagine LA Knight with Money in the Bank. No. Fuck that. Not him.
I was gonna say,
Chelsea
please don't
Green.
get Dion in here.
No. Because Chelsea Green meshes better with the point I'm trying to make. Like you have a Chelsea Green who's lurking through the road to WrestleMania. Like that's good work rather than her having it in June. And it's like, okay, she didn't have it like almost half of a year now. And
Right,
she ain't cashed in yet. So it's like, okay, we got to do something. But it's like now you have a few months past and get to the road to WrestleMania. It's like, ooh, now it seems tactical that they still got this Money in the Bank. So I feel like it falls better being it a little bit later.
And I kind of understand why, because you have what's going on in May currently, and it kind of breaks up the summer and breaks up the year throughout. So I guess that does kind of work. And then you got SummerSlam, and then a couple weeks later you got Money in the Bank. Like they're trying to push the pace right after to keep the hype going.
Well, also television wise too, because like that's when like you're getting ready for basketball to start. Football is about to be fully into season, so you need something that's kind of like what's that refresher as we're continuing to go for people to stay in tune. It's like, okay, who's the next person that's up? Because like Money in the Bank kept falling now between WrestleMania and SummerSlam, and it started losing its luster to the point where we were talking about, man, put that back on WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But in September, you could do stuff to where it's like, okay, we got September, October, November, and they normally may not do a PLE in December unless it's a Saturday night main event. So then January comes and it's like, you know what? Let me be like, imagine Chelsea Green winning the Royal Rumble and having Money in the Bank.
Oh my God.
She loses
in the same freaking year. That would be hilarious. That would be everything I would have predicted and more.
But you open up storylines by having it in September.
Exactly.
Also, I'm gonna talk about this more on kayfabe because I got something I want to cry about. And it's just Triple H, bro. Why haven't we had a PLE in Houston since 2019? But I'm gonna talk more about it. I'm gonna talk more about it.
Oh man.
But I got something.
I guess see, even producer from the future, Dylan, agrees. Give Chelsea Money in the Bank, please.
Chelsea in the Bank, Chelsea Mania. Just please.
Her and LA Knight, I'm telling y'all, those are the best ways for you to get them to be a champion.
Summer
Give them
of Chelsea,
Money in the Bank briefcase.
Everything.
Like just give them that, because like the way y'all be making these stories go, it's like for some reason y'all be scared to pull the trigger on like building their moment up. And it's like, all right, man, I don't know why y'all keep like denying Chelsea or denying LA Knight, but it's like there's been ample times where it's there and it's like, yo, we ready. Like y'all can do it. Like we are ready to accept it. Oh, y'all didn't do it. So it's like, okay, now Money in the Bank though, it's like, okay, they not finna let them mess this up and not cash in. Y'all not finna beat those people.
Wow.
So we'll see.
We shall see. We shall see, because I know the last couple of weeks there have been reports of like Michael Hayes with WWE Unreal regarding Chelsea the last couple of weeks, but hopefully she does get it.
I think that's a work. I think they're doing that because they finna build her up.
Well, we shall see.
It's working.
We can see Chelsea Mania, Chelsea in the Bank. But speaking of people that we do miss a lot, the EST Bianca Belair.
Girl.
She finally had surgery on her finger yesterday because she posted it on her Instagram stories. She also did post a little bit of her doing a little bit of rehab on her little finger, but she is starting early rehabilitation program following her procedure. So it's going to be an very interesting road, but we have talked about Bianca for the last couple months and not sure if she's going to be at WrestleMania, but just wanted to get you guys' quick thoughts regarding Bianca and when do you think, is it possible, could we see the EST make a return in 2026? And I will go with Honey.
It makes me so sad because, I mean, of course, you know, circumstances happen in the ring and things like that, you know, that it comes with the job. But at the same time, it's so sad because it's like, I can't picture a WrestleMania without her. I can't, you know, and she's undergoing surgery now, you know, and recuperating and recovering. I mean, it's taken this long for her to get the operation. So who's to say how long the recovery is going to be? You know, I don't want to push to get my hopes up as far as like to rush her back, because I want her to be at her best, at her 100%, like we all know that she is. But damn, I miss this girl. The division needs her back, and you know, I'm just glad that the road to recovery is looking on the bright side, because we haven't really heard anything. There's been rumors and somewhat supposed reports and things like that, but with what we know, it's looking like it's going in the right direction, especially if she was able to undergo surgery and successfully, and she's already rehabbing and doing well. You know, like it's just a matter of time. Who knows? She might make it. She might make it to WrestleMania. She might not. But I honestly can't. I have no pick on when at all. I just miss this girl.
Will, any thoughts?
I think it's a work. Man. When did she get her? WrestleMania, right?
Last year,
Yes.
yeah.
Last year?
It's about to be a year.
So the question we're at, like, maybe not asking, why did it take this long to get surgery?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is exactly wrong with your finger that you have to wait a year to get surgery? Anybody got any thought on that? Like, what could have happened to your finger that requires you to have surgery the following year?
Yeah. I have no clue, unless it was like broken. But even still, like,
It's one of those tricky things, because thankfully I never had a serious injury on my finger, but I guess it depends on the circumstance. And also with that, I don't know if it's like a TKO thing or an executive decision, because maybe they wanted to keep it very close-knit, because that always happens. I don't want to say it's a work or not, but also with Bianca as well, because we did see her in a cast in her hometown last year when she was, when Naomi was still around. But after that, they've been very secretive and quiet. So that's very interesting to tell, and very fascinating that doing her surgery on Monday. Yesterday.
Yeah. So with what I'm seeing is like left hand and finger ish, because she broke her knuckle joint on her left ring finger in 3 places. And I guess in the first few months, you know, I guess she was looking to try to see if it would heal naturally. But it was healing, and I guess it healed in a way where it was like not able to bend or move correctly. And then that's when they decided to do surgery. So I don't know. I think she was probably just waiting it out. I don't know. I have no idea. I could totally be wrong.
All I'm saying is, it's like it took this long, and them videos could be old.
True.
No one knows. Those videos could be old.
That is also true. They could throw us off.
to throw everybody off. I'm not ruling it out. I'm just saying like a year. And again, I don't know what's going on with her finger or like why that would take like an entire year to prep that. To now you're just having surgery. I'm just like, okay. But if we see her return back at WrestleMania again,
the pop, I'll be very happy. I just want to see her back. I want to hear her music. I want to feel her vibe. I want to see what's next for her. You know, I want to see what's next for her story.
All I know is if I'm right, I'm getting a shirt made that said Will is right. Will.
Will was right, and in the back it was a work.
It was a work because he said that about Seth with his injury, and now this.
Well, he said it with a few things. Yeah, quite a few things.
Yeah, regarding Seth, and we still don't know who the Max Man is. So,
man, y'all know.
I think we know by now who that is.
Y'all know who it is, man.
Boom, boom, boom,
I think
boom. Boom, 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 boom.
I think we know, but we'll keep that in mind. And since we're
it's
going into
so, like, but here's my question: like, do y'all care?
Like, why are we going through all of this just to reveal that it's Grayson Waller?
Yo, because it's like, like after all this time, the mask come off and it's him. Like, do you on a scale of 1 to 10? What does that do for you?
Initially, the one that stomped Braun Breaker when they were saying that it could have been Logan Paul or could have been his brother, that's when I was like, maybe that was Grayson Waller because they slightly showed his face. But this recent clip of him, I was like, that's definitely now that's like the eyebrow, like the eye shape, the eyebrows. Like, come on, dude. Come on, dude. Cindy said it better be Bad Bunny.
Better be Bad Bunny.
I said Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny is in the box.
That's not a bad choice. That really isn't.
I'm telling you, man. Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul.
Everybody be cheering for Bad Bunny. Everybody be cheering for Bad Bunny.
I'm here for that.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, do that or you do a tag team. Bad Bunny and LA Knight versus Logan Paul and Austin Theory.
Yeah.
Because you can put Bronson Reed in a match somewhere and he'll be good.
So are you insinuating that Logan Paul is part of getting away from the division? You said with Austin Theory. Oh no, with Austin Theory. I thought you meant Grayson.
No, honey, I'm not trying to break up groups like you. No.
She wants to break up Fraxium and
yo, it was all like I was like, yo, she just don't like groups.
It's not that I don't like groups. I like the big three. I like all the other factions, Judgment Day, all of it. It's just these duos that I feel have where each individual I feel has more star power solo than forcing them to be in a tag team. That's all. And that's my opinion.
Well,
actually one of the greatest tag teams in NXT. And
where are they now?
On SmackDown, having matches. They just had one.
They got rocked.
What are Street Profits? Yeah.
Well, that's another good question.
Yeah, but you see where Fraxium at. So
from time to time.
Well, yeah. Just saying.
It's not backstage. You know, they're not really tag teaming.
Not backstage, but since we're talking about NXT, unfortunately, the injury bug landed on NXT because we found Miss Jada Parker is out, courtesy of General Manager Robert Stone. He mentioned that Jada Parker is currently out of action due to a neck injury. She was in the middle of a feud with Blake Monroe, and this injury happened. Will, I'm going to go with you because you're Mr. NXT, because Jada Parker and Blake Monroe, they were starting to cook something, and then this happens.
We are devastated over here at this current time. I've been given a document to speak from, so I can't speak out of anything else when it comes to Jada Parker. Just know she has seen the doctors. They are doing what they can to figure out the best move for Miss Parker. It is unfortunate, but she is in high spirits. She definitely still considers it to be a blessing that everything, it could have went worse, but it isn't. She's keeping her faith and her spirits high, and we are just going to do what we can to make sure that these things go in the way they need to, and we get her back on the road to being successful. Me and the mayor have been working very diligently with Jada Parker ever since this injury has happened since yesterday. It's been a lot of calls, a lot of phone calls, and FaceTimes. I do not put out the statements. Dylan, yeah. That's his department. We are a coincided collective, but you'll have to refer to the mayor about a statement going out in regards to Jada Parker. Just know, again, in high spirits, very blessed in her, very high in the faith right now, and we will bounce back from this. You will be saying the world. Will be saying Miss Parker.
She will. Honey, I just want to get your quick thoughts because, as I mentioned, Jada Parker was in a feud with Blake Monroe and it was starting to cook up. And since Jada is going to be sidelined out for a while, where does this leave Blake Monroe?
It's sad, man.
Well, it's just it's another sad, unfortunate incident that happens in the ring where these things can come up unexpectedly, and unfortunately it happens to the best of the stars that we know are on the rise, and of course it happening to anybody at all is just sad in itself. But a star like Jada Parker, who is like you said, really cooking it up with Blake Monroe and really drawing the favoritism of the fans, and really getting the WWE universe on her back and everything like that, just trying to move on up on the totem pole. And unfortunately this was an incident that led to a little bit of a pivot, because if you saw NXT, I believe Blake Monroe is set to face damn it, why can't I think of the name? Why is it escaping me? She's set to
for the speed title.
Yes, it was Fallon Henley for the speed title. Yeah. So I think that I think they're just inserting Blake Monroe into anything. Like she said, the glamour fits anywhere. And that's probably the best thing she could have said, because given how successful she's been in her career already up to date, she can continue down a different path and they can make it work. So Sean, I hope you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie though, man. She was cooking.
Yeah,
like,
she was.
We could tell like Blake was about to get in her bag with this feud. Like they were about to bring the best.
They were ready. Mm-hmm.
Courtney, I'm gonna let you say what you had to say, but I just want to throw this question out there for you to answer after you say this. Mm-hmm. With Jada gone, who would you say would be the good substitute for Blake to go for next that could really like probably give us that same, if not something similar, magic that we were about to get with her and Jada?
One name I was gonna say Thea Hale. Thea Hale was somebody that I thought of because I know they faced off against each other against that messy finish in that match. And
they got a match next week.
Yeah. I was going to say Thea because I'm thinking like in my head, because okay, JC's going against Sol Ruka for the NXT Women's title, and I'm trying to think. It's either Thea or I was going to say Fallon Henley.
I was either going to say what Lynette said in the chat,
mm-hmm.
or go after the Women's North American title again and go at Izzy Dame, because I feel like Izzy Dame needs something. She needs a good counterpart to go against, and that would be a great way just to make Blake Monroe a little bit of a tweener and flip back to being a face for a while. But it'll also help bring out the best heel in Izzy that she really needs to be, because I feel like there's something there with Izzy, but I feel like she just needs to dig deeper. And with the way Blake Monroe works and how her ethic has been and how she's learned from the best, Tony Storm, it's it shows that she's projecting that work ethic onto the girls since joining NXT. So I think Kehlani Jordan or Izzy Dame would be absolutely perfect for Blake Monroe.
And you ain't got to switch her to be a baby face either. Like,
not necessarily, no.
Two heels going at it could really sell.
That's true. That's
so
true.
I'm like, especially those two, and their promos, we don't need more Ren Sinclair. No. Ren Sinclair had her time, and she got to wait till it swings back around.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll pass.
Yeah, I don't need the.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I need either this Kehlani Jordan or it is what it is.
And she did have a good match against Lola Vice. It was a good match.
Oh, it was a fantastic match. The fact she made her tap is
wild.
Yo, they really.
That was crazy work. To make Lola tap is crazy work.
I mean, again, it goes to the story of her messing her hand up. So, if Kehlani is supposed to be going over, it's one of those like, okay, like, hey, at least y'all are making sure she sticks to the story.
I mean, Kehlani's on her way up. She's already been North American Women's Champion, so she's on her way up in another direction.
I don't know just yet. No, you know what because the thing is, I'm thinking of like, what do we do to get to Stand and Deliver?
Oh yeah,
and it's like
because you have that, and then you have NXT Vengeance coming up.
Yeah, and so I'm just like, okay, when I think about it, what's the better draw? Is it Sol Ruka versus JC Jane for the title? And let's say Sol Ruka's champ. Or another scenario where Sol Ruka is champ versus Zarya. Or another scenario of Kehlani Jordan versus JC Jane for the NXT title.
I can see that. I can see that, or Sol Ruka versus JC Jane while she already has the title. I can see either one of those. As far as like being like the highlight women's championship match for Stand and Deliver or whatever it is, Vengeance.
Yeah, so I would say I would really say Kehlani Jordan needs to win the women's NXT title. Like it goes with her character too, to say like, yo, I've won every belt that's in NXT.
Yep, that should be the next thing for her.
Yeah,
and she's been talking a big game and backing it up. She's gotten she's gotten so much more vicious. She has definitely showed us that she is her. So
yo, she listen,
and I've been wanting this.
She took the Carmelo Hayes formula that Trick Williams took and mixed them both together and was like, bet, I got y'all.
And put feminine energy all over it.
Because think about it. It's the same thing Trick did, and look what it did to Trick. It was like, that's what we needed to see in him. And it's the same thing for Kehlani. It's like, yo, okay, we just got to find that balance of, yo, okay, where is it where we're tolerable to see you?
Right. And they're getting better on the mic and stuff too. Like they're more passionate. Like you could tell. And Trick, like just a side note, Trick, just bringing us down through the whole look from the glance with the glasses to the lemon pepper steppers to the outfit to the like the charisma is starting to show, and they're starting to grow really crazily, like right in front of our eyes, very vastly. So
it's crazy.
Girl.
It's crazy. You could tell Trick is way more comfortable than Carmelo is. I'll be watching. And Carmelo, you can tell like he know he's supposed to be there, but he still hasn't like figured where it's at. Like you can tell Trick though, like they like this. Trick reminds me of like Carmelo's walking down the hall and Trick coming out the Undertaker's area and stuff like that, just talking with him. Be like, hey man, keep it going, kid. It's like,
and
this man Trick is everywhere, bro.
And I think also with him being in TNA really did help build that confidence, because he worked with a lot of veteran wrestlers like the Mike Santanas, Steve Macklin, the Frankie Kazarians of the world, even Nick Nemeth, just working with veterans who've been there for years and just really gaining that confidence, and also working alongside Santino as well, who's been in the game forever. But it's really nice to see him get that confidence. And then when you see it on SmackDown, it's like, this guy has so much confidence. He can be a top player on the blue brand.
He has grown. He doesn't like he knows what he's gonna say before he says it. Like, you see it, and his promos come out top notch. It reminds me of the way he's engaging. It very much reminds me of the way The Rock used to stop you from changing that channel the minute you saw him standing next to somebody holding.
Honey, you're on mute.
And it was just, like when you saw that moment, it was like, that's the shit that's not going to make you want to change your TV. So Trick, you keep doing that shit. Please keep doing that shit, because it's working for you. And not for nothing, we talked about the growth of Trick Williams, and I know we're going off on a tangent, but with Trick Williams, like how far he's come since last year, where we were kind of somewhat worried about, if he was in limbo, he wasn't really putting on the matches that we wanted and things like that. And it's done him so well. It's done him so well. I'm always excited to see him on Fridays.
Yeah.
Well,
and to answer your question, and to answer Boza's question real quick, because he asked, would Trick be over if Booker didn't take us to church? I think he would. Booker just amplified it. Booker just amplified it, and you can't, like, it's necessary now to the point where you're like, where I'm saying it while I'm watching it, and like, and Booker's not there on SmackDown.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like,
bring Booker to SmackDown just for Trick.
That Booker shit really helped. I'm not gonna lie. That Booker ad lib really did help.
And now he's doing it for Joe Hendry, which is hysterical. Hysterical.
That is hilarious.
That is. Shout outs to Trick Williams, but also we got something very cool and exciting here on Women's Wrestling Talk by our boss lady, and that is the Women's Wrestling Archive. Doesn't matter if it's $1, $2, $3, if you want to put $20 in, whatever. Feel free to support the past, present, and future of women's wrestling.
Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches 2026, and it's going to pave the way for all women's wrestling.
Because if we don't document it, a man might think he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate $1, $5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate today.
Everything for the Women's Wrestling Archive, celebrating everything for women's wrestling. And we do have a few stories before we get out of here. Little quick update regarding Will Ospreay, because he is supposed to be coming back soon. Not sure when on television, but if you did not know, even outside the ring, he's one of the co-producers for Pro Wrestling Eve, which is a promotion focusing on women's wrestling in the UK. They're getting ready for the Wrestle Queendom 8 show on March 8th. And as I mentioned, Will is one of the producers, and he spoke to Pep Shock Collectibles. And while discussing the aspirations for the future of Eve, he says he wants to get the promotion on the road. They regularly run their shows at the Big Penny Social in London. And he goes on to say, I love that we have a regular hub in the Big Penny, but I would really love to get Eve on the road, and I would love to be able to try and get shows in Cardiff. I like to do shows in Manchester and Newcastle. I would really love to take Eve to France. And just a quick reminder, the Wrestle Queendom 8 show that's taking place next month at the O2 in London is already sold out. But I just wanted to get you guys' quick thoughts on this because Eve has been blowing up for a while in the UK, and we've seen some familiar faces, not just in AEW, but Ring of Honor, also in New Japan. And also with the fact, too, we're seeing Charlie, formerly known as Dakota Kai, be on the card. But I just wanted to get you guys' quick thoughts on, do you agree what Will Ospreay said with the expansion, and should they expand like throughout the UK? And I'll go with Will on this one.
Yeah, I don't know why WWE even stopped being in the UK when it came to wrestling. Like, there's a whole like swell going there, and I think you've been hearing about it for quite some time, and it's just now getting to where it's like, hey, either if you're smart, jump on this before somebody does and they make a killing off of this. Like, the UK got some dope stuff. Like, I done seen some like random TikToks of like folks fighting in the UK, and I'm like, hey, there's something here. Like, don't sleep on it. There is something here to be seen and could really be viable financially and entertainment wise too.
Honey, you got any thoughts to add?
I think this is definitely cool. I don't see anything wrong with expansion in wrestling, especially for women. And I think that especially if you're going to put a lot of the most talented women in that area or around the world on that card or under this promotion, I mean, what better person to lead that than Will Ospreay? You know, he's had his hand in this production for some time, and it looks like that, you know, he's trying to take on a bigger role than just being a wrestler and, you know, wanting to just give back to the industry, the wrestling business, especially for the you know, for the women. And I think it's really cool. I think it's really awesome. And, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing the growth that and all the things that he puts into it, you know, seeing it come into light. You know, I'm sure this was probably something that was jotted down on a piece of paper for him. And, you know, we all have those dreams of being bigger than what we are, and not just in one field of our, you know, department or whatever our niche is, you know, and Will's doing that here, you know, not just with wrestling in the ring, but also outside of the ring and the whole community. And I think that's a wonderful thing.
It is a wonderful thing. I need to get Boss Lady to get Mr. Ospreay on here to talk about this, because for him to be a part of a wrestling promotion for women's wrestling, that is very huge.
Yeah, we need that.
With him, he's just doing so much. And I don't think people really understand the process, because I've been following his social for the last couple months, for him being backstage on a headset, interacting with many women, not just on the roster independent, but also, as I mentioned, they've had many females, not just from AEW, Ring of Honor, New Japan, Stardom, really interacting. And I don't see why not they can't go on the road in the UK, because that would be pretty awesome. And heck, I wouldn't be shocked if they did shows leading up to All In at Wembley Stadium, because that would be very huge as well.
Like making them a pit stop before the next event.
Yeah. And I think that would be something to do with that. And hey, Dylan, I'm just saying, and I know I always get Tony Khan on some of these things, but Tony Khan and Athena did something on her wrestling promotion a few weeks ago for Ring of Honor. They did something about that, and Kane and I were talking about it. But I don't see why wouldn't that be an issue for Will, especially leading up to All In, Wembley Stadium. That would really bring a big draw and also bring people in to do women's wrestling. I think that would be a promotion to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think also, and shout outs to AEW for allowing to be able to have, or to give the flexibility and structure with Will Ospreay's contract to be able to remain living in the UK, so he can work on this promotion and work on expanding it, because it's probably going to get bigger and bigger by the years as his experience as a producer progresses and things like that, and the connections and everything like that. So and he has creative freedom, you know, there's producer and performer in him, so he seems to be a really invested and passionate about it. You know, I didn't realize how much Will Ospreay was a jack of all trades until I really, really learned about him years back when I got into him. But shout outs to him for this. That's really cool to do.
I will say, when I met him in person, he's very tall. He's very tall
I remember you said that.
He's very tall in person, but he's very nice. He loves his fans. And also, I'm just saying, well, if you need an announcer for your shows, I mean, come on. I mean, I could get on board. But anyways.
Am I going the right way? Is it here or is it here?
Yeah, you just did that way.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, but shout out to Will Ospreay. Also, just some news that we wanted to get off. So former longtime WWE director Kerwin Seifels passed away at age 75. Just a little background of him. He served as a primary architect for the visual presentation of WWE for nearly 40 years. And he was a central figure in the production department during the most significant growth periods in the industry's history, joining the then WWF in 1985. His tenure spanned from the company's national expansion on network television to its modern era as a global media conglomerate. And just to go on, just a little bit of background for him. He was at the helm of the production truck for a vast majority of WWE's live programs and special events. His work began during the height of the 1980s wrestling boom, where he directed the groundbreaking Saturday Night's Main Event on NBC. And also going forward, for decades, he directed the organization's flagship event, WrestleMania, overseeing the complex visual requirements of stadium-side broadcasts. And obviously, his role continued to expand. That included WWE's initial broadcast from Saudi Arabia. But here at Women's Wrestling Talk, wanted to send cuts regarding Kerwin for his impact in WWE that spans since the 1980s.
Yeah, he also was he was also highly regarded for his work on producing the character vignettes of a lot of superstars. He also Bruce Pritchard had mentioned him and credited him for establishing the infamous Mr. Perfect persona and all of that and all those videos and things like that. So he was a lot of the vignettes that we knew and loved over the years. This guy was definitely the one who worked on them.
Well, you have any thoughts?
This dude need a documentary.
Right.
Like, yo, these are the people you don't really get to like hear about, but I'm like, they got so many interesting wrestling stories. They had to have told like they friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything that you were putting together, like you knew this before everybody.
Yeah.
I think documentary needs to be made.
I think it's always interesting learning about people behind the scenes who do production, who do the in-ring work, and also doing everything that they can. And I think it's also very important too, since learning about the business as well. Like, yes, the wrestlers, but also we can't forget about some of the backbone with the people, because of course they always focus on the executive people, on the TKO and the creative, all that stuff. But you can't forget about the production team that makes the visual
There's a crew
of the story on how it makes. And that's one of the things that gets me excited. It's just the visual part, choosing the music spots on what aligns with specific rivalries, and especially for him leading Saturday Night's Main Event in the 1980s. That was actually groundbreaking when we kind of saw how it was in the 80s merging into the rock and wrestling mainstream. So definitely seeing that, but definitely want to send lots of love and condolences to his family. And he's one of the unsung heroes of professional wrestling.
Rest in peace.
He is. And one more story before we get out of here. A couple weeks ago, and this is an interesting story, and Big E, because this was a couple weeks ago, Big E said he decided to retire from WWE and wrestling altogether. We knew regarding his neck injury in 2022. Shout out to John Alba from Sports Illustrated on this story. So he probably put an article out on Sports Illustrated, saying it's been nearly 4 years since Big E last wrestled a match, and while fans around the world hope for an eventual return, that day will not likely come. Obviously, of course, we knew about the situation regarding his neck surgery, but he took to social media earlier this month to officially announce his retirement from in-ring action, telling fans that it was an immeasurable gift to get to perform for you all. And the future WWE Hall of Famer continues to contribute to the company through occasional broadcast appearances at select events, but has largely stepped away from wrestling. And then he goes on to say, I entered the pro wrestling industry at age 23 with an injury history that included a torn left ACL, torn right ACL, torn left pec, and a broken left patella. At 39, I'm well aware that I will one day have to pay the piper. I put my body through a lot, and somehow I feel to show more. But it kind of goes forward talking about Big E, but it has been buzzing a lot the last couple weeks, and just wanted to get you guys' thoughts regarding Big E hanging up his wrestling boots.
I'm sad. I'm sad, but I can't be mad. You know, and it's been said that doctors have, you know, vigorously suggested, even if he was technically cleared, not to do it due to damage of his spine. God forbid, he might not be able to walk again. But, you know, Big E, it's bittersweet because it's a short-lived career that we know was definitely going to be something where he's already a Hall of Famer in itself, but we know that if he went further into that journey solo with the title, if they kept it on him, you know, and you know, given that he didn't go through the injury, I'm sure it would have been in a whole nother different direction. But given that what we got with Big E, I can definitely say I'm very appreciative of what he brings to the table and what he's brought to this industry these last decade or so. And he is he's going to be incredibly missed in the ring, but we know that he's still going to be around. He's definitely one of the ambassadors. He's also on the post shows and the pre-shows for PLE, so it's not like we're not going to see Big E. It just really sucks, and it's just an unfortunate circumstance that, you know, he has to walk away from the ring. But I know the whole world's going to miss him.
Well, you got any thoughts?
Peace out, nigga.
Honey got a heartfelt, and Will would just like peace out.
No, I do. Like, it's just this is a reminder of the industry that we love and that we are a part of. Mm-hmm. Like, we are blessed to see someone give us over 25 years of wrestling like the John Cena or the Undertaker and watch it come to an end. But we also know too, like, on that's one side of the coin. There's another side of the coin where people sometimes don't make it past 5 years. Like, it is a gift to get to 10, like the Miz and like other folks. Mm-hmm. But in Big E's case, Big E can leave with his head held high. Like, is there other moments that could have happened? Absolutely. But this man is a part of I think the longest reigning tag team of all time. Mm-hmm. Or times they didn't have it. I can't remember. Intercontinental champion, has been in WrestleManias, have been in PLEs, have hosted, has had a dope podcast and Up, Down, Down, has an interactive Netflix special with his best friends and The Undertaker. And not only that, this guy became WWE champion. And only about 4 black people that held that title?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that just elevates it even more that you actually was the face of the company.
Right.
No matter what the reign was, no matter what the length, no matter how it ended, It's like, bro, in the history books, it's gonna say that you are the WWE champion.
Yep.
Man,
And oh, sorry.
You achieved everything you need. I know I'm not in the same tax bracket as you, honey, but I'm almost finished. I'm gonna give you your time. People that's rich, they be like, hey man, hey, all right, broke nigga, let me say my shit.
No.
Understand. I'm working on my finances. Okay. Councilmen, they don't have a salary. We only get like $2 a year as a salary. So
Oh my God.
But yes, honey, the floor is yours.
I was just gonna piggyback off of what you said because I thought you were gonna stop. I'm sorry, but it's I even forgot where I was, what exactly I was gonna piggyback off of that you mentioned about Biggie. But yeah, man, it's just one of those things. Well, I would consider, that's what I was gonna say. I would consider that not only is he was he the face of the company at one point, he was also the voice of the company at one point. That announcement, as soon as he said and announced what city they were at, everybody knows who's on that mic, and they got a kick out of it every time. Even the evil man, who now not be named anymore, even he pushed Biggie so much to the point because he loved his infectious energy and how he was and how his charisma was, and he was just turned up every time with the New Day. He was so good, and yeah, man, we'll miss him. But yeah,
he was one of the few bright spots in that PG era. When you really think about it, it was like one of the few bright spots, him in the New Day. And also looking back to E, because when you really think about not just New Day, like you remember when he teamed up with AJ Elite when she was Divas champion,
and Dolph Ziggler,
and that was very interesting.
NXT,
it was
Big Langston,
yeah, and also with the fact too, it really does suck because this is one of the things we don't like to talk about with injuries. And I get people have resentfulness towards Rutledge, but even Big E said a couple weeks ago, he said, I've forgiven him and everything else, but it is what it is. But
yeah, unlike a
Big
lot
E
of people
definitely had
who
a great
hold
career.
grudges.
Yes, exactly.
They want to
But
disappoint
Big
it for
E,
fans like me.
I know, but Big E definitely had a memorable career. He definitely did it with the New Day, as Will mentioned. Influential tag team, did on the podcast, had a crossover with Dragon Ball Z into anime, which that was insane and really great opportunity for stars to get into that crossover. But I'm very happy, Big E. I mean, and we'll still see him on the pre-show, the post-show of all the PLE, so he's not going away exactly.
Right.
And also, he's getting married soon, so he got engaged. He's getting ready to be
He's got the love
married.
of his life. When you got love, what could go wrong?
He's getting married, so kudos to Big E for a successful career in wrestling. But those are the stories I have for women's wrestling talk. But I'm like Cody Rhodes. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? Anything that I missed about NXT, Raw?
Raw and NXT was all right this week for me. It was like all right. I was like all right.
Was it? Tuesday didn't do it for you.
Tuesday was good. I was like all right, but I'm just saying like the week so far as a whole, it's just been like all right.
And we also want to get, and also we go, and we also want to give well wishes to Roxanne Perez because I know she's been out with an injury.
Yes, my client is getting better. She is doing well. We don't need to put her personal business out there, but she is just like in Jada, high spirits right now. Getting better, taking the steps that she need to. We're not trying to speed this up or anything like that. We take the steps right, get her situated where she needs to be, get her back to 100%. So then that way, when it's time to get into that second quarter of the road to WrestleMania, hey man, she's right there in high octane until it's said and done.
Indeed. But that kind of wraps up our Wednesday edition of WWT Live because, we got AEW at the helm. And honey, where can the people find you?
People could find me sitting next to Stephanie Vaquer making Liv Morgan cry because I was pretty funny. No, but you guys can find me on All Things Wrestling with Honey. Wrestling with Honey TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Wrestling with Honey podcast on YouTube. Catch me on Kayfabe with the fellas on Thursday, tomorrow night, clearly, and Friday Honey Night SmackDown every Friday. We'll be reconvening again this week. Got some qualifying matches for the Chamber, and we're still on the road to WrestleMania.
Well, where can the people find you?
You can find me at Zaruka Forever because love conquers all. T-shirts will be available soon. You know, honey, they can't wait to send you one. They're gonna send you that, a sweatshirt, a whole little package. Zaruka Forever.
Please don't.
Oh my god!
They already have your address, so they
I
already.
just want Soul Ruka stuff. Just give me Soul Ruka stuff.
Give me Soul Ruka.
That's not how it works.
Some Soul Ruka gear with some Zarya accessories.
Oh my god!
The Ruka Forever package will be in route.
Oh my goodness! Well, the people can find me top of the hour because I'm gonna be handling AEW Dynamite. I mean, we're gonna have some chaos happening leading up to Revolution, aftermath of Grand Slam Australia. So get your butts in your seats because, as I mentioned, the first time ever, we're seeing Kenny Omega take on Swerve Strickland tonight happening. So it's going to be fire. You can also follow me on my socials on at CourtneyNJ11 because I got a lot of content that's happening. Shout outs to Tommy Fierro and everybody at ISPW Wrestling. Go make sure to follow them because they got a lot of shows happening in February and in March. Congratulations.
Shout out to Total Time.
Oh, God. Congratulations to Tiara James on winning the Glitter Ticket Rumble match that happened over the weekend. We're going to see if we can try to get her on Women's Wrestling Talk to talk about that because that is huge, 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 huge. They got a lot of shows happening, so feel free. Also in May, they're bringing back 80s Wrestling Con. We may be there in May. We may be there.
We may not.
We
but
may.
All I know is that it's gonna be May.
Yes, exactly. So we may be there in May. All right, so we're this is our Wednesday edition, but shout out to everybody in chat. Shout out to our producer from the future, Dylan, Boza, Jeffrey, cousin Ron, Lynette, all of you for joining and supporting all things Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.